you have a question for Jeff, go ahead and use the raise hand tool, please. If you need access to record the call, just let me know that as well. Good morning, Jeff.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I hope you are.
Yep, doing good.
Jim Hammett, you're up first.
Jeff, in the post game, you were pretty displeased with your defensive effort the other day. After watching it on film, I guess, what were the biggest breakdowns you saw?
Guarding the basketball, getting beaten straight line drives, and not being connected with our ball screen defense.
Go next to Dominic Campbell.
Coach, what were you most disappointed with your team's performance against the loss to Notre Dame? Was there anything that stood out to you in particular, maybe after watching some film that you were a bit disappointed with?
Yeah, just the way we defended. I mean, the way we defended the whole game, and then our first half turnovers.
Chris Carter.
Good morning, Jeff. In looking back, we talked about, when I talked to you about the not using your bench as much in that game, you mentioned, Brandon's 3 fouls and, and the defensive issues that you got from like other guys like Amsel. What do you guys have to do as coaches to get more out of your bench players so that they can be playable guys in key moments, in key games like that?
Well, in key games and key moments, you're going to play your best players unless they're in some sort of foul trouble. So the best guys and the guys that have probably played a lot of minutes throughout a season are usually going to play unless you have a group in that's hot or playing well. What we have to do is to continue to coach these guys and help them get better. And then what they have to do is be better in practice. They have to perform better in practice. Playing time is not something that's just given. It's something that's earned. And you have to show up every day. And, there are a lot of things that go into it. How you practice, you're putting in a game plan, how you absorb the game plan. Are you executing it in practice? If you're not executing it in practice, you're probably not going to do it in the game. Offensively, what you're trying to do, schematically, what you're trying to do. You have a shoot around. How is that guy in shoot around? Or how are the guys in shoot around? Are they locked in? Are they dialed in? Are they not? If they're not, why aren't they? And things like that. And so it's a lot that goes into a guy earning playing time. And so we have to continue to coach them, continue to help them. And if the opportunity arises, then they'll play.
Stephen Thompson.
Hey, Jeff, a little bit of a quieter game for Zach offensively than he had the past 2 games. I mean, were they doing anything to take him out of the game, or was there more that you guys could have done to get him involved?
They were very physical, especially early in the first half. They were really, really physical, jamming our ball handlers, putting 2 on the ball. We need to get off it a little bit quicker at times. But again, we had 8 turnovers in the first half. So that didn't help. We shot 62%, but we had 8 turnovers. We didn't lose that game because of our offense. I mean, we left some points on the board, some opportunities in transition, but we didn't lose it because of offense.
Go next to Justin Guerrero.
Hey, Jeff, just curious, what sticks out about Georgia Tech on film as you prepare for tomorrow? Just what kind of challenges does that squad present on both sides of the floor?
Yeah, well, I think they've been playing a lot better in the conference as they've gotten healthier. They had a lot of injuries in the non-conference. George has been very, very impressive. Him handling the ball, making decisions, doing it pretty efficiently if you look at his numbers, especially shooting the 3. Obviously, Dongo, with his size and athleticism, his presence on the boards, and then he's improved offensively with being able to drive it from the perimeter. Obviously, he could score it down low last year. And then I've been impressed with, how they attack. Again, George is the guy that kind of stirs everything for them. And he does a great job of getting guys involved. Their guards are very aggressive. They're all physical, strong, can get downhill. They shoot the basketball well. I think they've played really well here recently.
I'll go back to Chris Carter.
Jeff, and you guys got 4 games left before the ACC tournament. What are the biggest things that you guys need to emphasize to play like the team that you know you guys can be when you're at your best?
We have to defend at a high level. We have to be connected on that end. The basic fundamental things defensively, guard the basketball, can't get driven on a straight line, help early, talk, communicate, ball screen defense, and then rebound. Those things. Offensively, just generate good looks, share the basketball, and play with great pace.
Back to Jim Hammett.
Jeff, in your answer about just guys earning playing time, I guess were you surprised or are you surprised that it's this late in the season and you still kind of have to worry about things like guys giving max effort and shoot arounds and things like that?
I'm not worried about it. I mean, guys are giving good effort, and guys have played. The Notre Dame game was the first game that we didn't go to some guys. And it wasn't because of anything that they didn't do. It was just how the game went. In the previous games, all the scholarship guys have played for the most part. Now, they may not be playing a lot of minutes, but they're playing. I think every coach that's going to get on here, they play their best guys the majority of the minutes. And so, you know, it's a 40-minute game. And so it's not a lot of minutes that go around. You want to have your best guys in there for the majority of the game. Like, I don't think Marcus Burton came out of the game much when we played Notre Dame. I'm looking at the conference stats. Nathan George is averaging 38 minutes a game. I think he leads the league. And so you're going to play your best guys. And that's what we try to do. That may mean some guys may not play minutes. So I didn't want my I don't want my comments to be misconstrued that guys aren't doing things. These guys have really good attitudes. They show up, they work. It just happened against Notre Dame. Papa and Jorge didn't play. Biba had 3 fouls. Amsel didn't play a lot. It's as simple as that. It's nothing more.
Kip Coons.
Yes, good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
It's been reported pretty widely that the ACC is right now looking at 3, maybe 4 bids to the NCAA tournament, and it's considered a down year for the league. You've been involved in this league for a long time, a player, coach, assistant coach. Do you think that the ACC needs to look at something like a merger with the Big East in basketball to create a super league and compete with the larger the Big Ten and SEC for postseason visibility?
Yeah, I don't know. I just I logged on, so I got to hear the end of Coach Shrewsbury, and I heard that question, and that was the first I've heard of it. I mean, I'm not on social media right now. So I don't really know what's going on. Whoever asked the question mentioned that Coach Pitino had said something, and that Danny Hurley had said something. I don't know the answer to that. I don't really. I know we need to do something. Something needs to be done. We've expanded. I think we have as many teams as the SEC and the Big Ten. So I don't know if going to a super league or adding the Big East. I don't. And forgive me, I don't know how many teams the Big East has. So I don't know what that would go to. Would that be like a 30-team league? Like how does that even work? Do you play non-conference games? So I don't know that answer. I do know that right now it does look like 3 or 4 teams. I think 3 solidly in right now, and then after that, I don't know. But I do know that something needs to be done. We need to be better. All the teams in the league need to be better and need to do a better job in non-conference, everyone. I understand that, but as far as an answer, that's for Commissioner Phillips, and we all have great trust in him and belief in him. But I do know that something needs to be done.
Get one last quick one in from Chris Carter.
Jeff, building off that, do you think that the ACC still suffers from like branding questions as far as like outside perception, or do you think this year is more of a result of just there was like you guys the ACC SEC challenge was really rough this year compared to previous years' challenges?
I do think that this year we just as a league didn't perform well in non-conference for whatever reason. I know some teams had some guys injured and some key guys, and that certainly plays into it. Certainly the NIL with our league compared to other leagues, I think that would be interesting to see, you know, as far as roster construction, you know, specifically with the SEC, with the Big Ten, and with the Big 12. I don't think this year it has to do with perception. I don't think that. You know, you mentioned the SEC, ACC challenge was rough for us this year. And when that happens early, you know, it's hard to shake that.
Jeff, thank you. Appreciate the time,
welcome.
as
Thanks.
always. All right, next up, we have Andy Enfield from SMU